Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. All right, are you ready to start?
Yes.
The reset calendar for the SAP calendar is going to be September the 12th.
All right. September 12th. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Judge Regina Mincy, and we're going to begin our Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations calendar. This is a calendar for cases in which individuals have recently been arrested and charged with certain misdemeanor offenses. Soon after their arrest, the Fulton County Solicitor General's office has already accused the cases of the offenses brought against them, and the case has been bound over to the Fulton County State Court. Nevertheless, this will be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge, and we are able to handle several matters, including bond, possible arraignment, and consideration of a possible plea offer if one has been made by the state at this juncture. I want to begin by reminding everyone that the whole entire proceeding is being recorded as well as live streamed on YouTube, so govern yourselves accordingly. I want to remind the defendants on the calendar that you have certain constitutional rights. The first being that you have a right to have counsel representing you at this stage in your case, so you should know who your attorneys are by now. Also, I want to remind you that you have the right to remain silent. Remember that anything that you state about the facts or circumstances and the occurrences of your case can and will be held against you. The state is here, they're listening. So listen to your attorneys and govern yourselves accordingly.
Yes.
All right, who do we have first, Deputy?
Your Honor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have position number 21, Mr. Christopher Ware. He has private counsel.
Okay. All right, this is case number 23 CR 0052223J. Christopher Ware, charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Who is the private counsel? Tell me your name, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is J. Edward Shipp. That's J. Edward SHIPP.
Okay. All right, we'll have pretrial and I'll hear from you in a moment. Pretrial.
Second arrest, 2014 fraudulent ID, misdemeanor possession of marijuana and possession of alcohol below legal age. He was recommended.
Okay. All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened 8/27 at 1380 Atlantic Station. Officers were patrolling the nearby area, and they heard a bang and went to go investigate it and met with the security guard of that location. And while investigating, they noticed a Black male standing at the second level of the location near the elevators, asked him to walk down, and spoke with him and noticed that his hand was bloody. His right hand was bloody and dripping in blood. And when questioned, he told officers that he broke his hand, but didn't go into details. It is alleged that he struck the glass wall panel with his closed fist and broke and shattered it. And it cost less than $500. So based on these facts, Your Honor, the state is asking for a 2,000 signature bond through pretrial. Stay away from the 1380 Atlantic Station Drive Southwest. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right. Attorney Shipp.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Ware is a 29-year-old individual who is a UGA grad, class of 2016. He's a Mercer Law grad, class of 2021. He is a lifelong resident of Griffin, Georgia. He works as a VP of Government Relations at M&T Bank. And as already alluded to, he has a previous arrest. What we do, quite obvious to see, is that he just had a bad night, and we're just trying to move forward with this. And for that reason, we would ask for a UJR so that he can take any funds that he can, scrounge up to go ahead and make Atlantic Station whole and not have this being held over.
All right, I think they have recommended a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial.
Yes,
And That is what I will recommend. Per judge, it seems like he's already recommended anyway. So with that $2,000 signature bond, through pretrial, I will grant that there will be a stay away from 1380 Atlantic Station. I'm assuming he can do that. He doesn't work or stay there.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So to stay away from Atlantic Station, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns while on bond. And I guess the state can talk to you later about restitution, but I will not order that at this point. And is there anything else, counsel, that I need to address?
Your Honor, if you could just explain the $2,000 signature bond to my client.
What that means is that you're able to sign your own bond, but it is through the pretrial system. So you will have to report to them in the manner that they require you to report. They will give you those instructions, that information as you are released and when to report in for your orientation. And they will be keeping up with you while you're on bond, the pretrial system. Or the pretrial agencies, should I say. But it is a signature bond or sign-on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Next, Your Honor, we're going to go to position number 5, Ms. Tia Marie Driscoll.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
All right, this is 23 CR 005219G. Tia Driscoll, charge of 1 count of battery. Pretrial.
I got first arrest, resident of North Carolina. She was a SOB jail recommendation.
Thank you. State.
Hey, afternoon, Your Honor. I'm
Good
spun
afternoon.
around too. Yeah, private company, I'm spun around. This matter occurred on August 27th, 2023 at 1950 Rock Mill Road, which is an extended stay hotel. Officer observed the defendant and the victim while on scene for a separate call. And the victim had taken the defendant outside, and the defendant became emotional and began punching a dumpster. At some point, the victim tried to intervene, and the defendant punched the victim in the face. Officer observed that the victim had a busted lip and bruising to her bottom lip. We are requesting a $3,000 surety bond, a stay away from the incident location, no further contact with the victim, which is Miss Ayla Sefe, and 1-day anger awareness class, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. I would like to sound for Miss Sefe, and I apologize for the pronunciation.
All right, is Miss Safe on the Zoom court? Miss Safe. All right, Miss PD Amden, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 24 years old. She was visiting from North Carolina. She was part of a program that abruptly ended, and she plans to work when she returns to North Carolina at PetSmart and return to sober living. It is my understanding that she is recommended for unsecured judicial release. This is her first offense. The victim is someone she knows from the program. She doesn't know her socially. There's no danger of intimidation. And I would ask for a signature bond.
All right, I am going to order the $3,000 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order Ms. Driscoll to keep her address and contact information updated with your attorney and/or the clerk of court so that you will receive notices to come back to court. I'm going to trust that you will do that, although you live out of state.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I'm going to order you to stay away from 1950 Rock Mill Road. Don't go back there. I'm going to order you to have no further contact with Ayla Safe, however that name is pronounced, Stay away from the victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And your attorney stated you're going to return to this program. Counsel, do you want me to order that she do that?
No, she wants to return to being sober, is to my understanding, but the program has ended. She's completed it.
Oh, she's completed the program.
Yes, she's
Okay.
completed the program.
All right, I won't add that to my bond conditions, but I've said no alcohol. So that is in the general conditions. So good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks.
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 10, Ms. Patience Hill.
Okay. This is 23 CR 005229Y. Patience Hill, charged at 1 count of battery, family violence, and a 2nd count of terroristic threats and acts. Pretrial.
I got third arrest, 2019 battery DV, stuff I've taken. No, 2017 simple battery DV first offender. That's it.
All right, state.
Your Honor, in this matter, officers made contact with the victim, Mr. Jamario Taylor. Mr. Taylor stated that the mother of his children assaulted him. Defendant began yelling at the victim and hitting him with a hanger. She also stated, "I got something for you. You make me want to kill you while you are asleep. I'm going to teach you a lesson." Defendant then left the house to take a walk. Mr. Taylor had a scratch on his left arm, left face, and the back of his head, which was observed by the officer. Your Honor, additionally, this defendant has a previous family violence battery arrest against this victim where she pled to battery and received 12 months probation. Our office was able to make contact with the victim. He confirmed the events in the warrant and confirmed the injuries he received. He stated that he would like contact, but our office is concerned about it given the nature of the charge. So we would ask for a $3,000 surety bond. No further contact with Patience Hill. I'm sorry, that's not correct. With Mr. Jamario Taylor. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and family violence intervention program. And I believe that's Mr. Taylor I see on the call now.
All right, is that 1,000 per charge? Is the breakdown?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, no, that's wrong. It's only 2.
Yeah,
1,500 per charge.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Taylor. Can you unmute yourself?
How you guys doing?
I am fine. Would you like to briefly address the court today?
Yes. I was
Hold on
going
a
to
second. Hold on a second. I will swear you in. Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
All right, put your hand down. Are you in fear of Ms. Hill?
Not at all.
All right, do you want to have any contact with Ms. Hill?
Yes. She's a wonderful mother. She takes good care of our kids. Like this day, like yesterday and today have just been so stressful. I have a 2-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. And we went to church yesterday morning. We got back and she just wasn't, I don't know. She wasn't really feeling that bad, I just told her, everything gonna be all right. You going through something, we all going through something. We just can't let our kids see this. But other than that, she gets up, she goes to work, she works at the airport. She takes very good care of our kids. And I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her in jail. I know my kids don't want to see her in jail. They need their mom. I don't have nobody to, I don't have nobody to depend on and watch my youngest child while I'm at work. So I've been taking my 7-year-old to school in the morning, getting them in the afternoon, and then going to work. There at this time right now, it's just going to be very hard. It's going to be very, very hard. And people make mistakes and people change, but I don't feel like I'm in fear of my life. I don't feel like that. We've been together since we were 17 years old. I never really felt like that. It was just things happen and things get out of hand. But I'm willing to accept her apology. I'm willing to, forgive her. She's already been forgiven.
Okay.
That's what I'm willing to do that for my family, for my sake, for her sake, for our kids' sake, because they don't deserve it.
Okay, all right.
Your Honor, if I may clarify part of the history before PD gets on, I also noticed in our victim notes that the victim currently has an open aggravated assault charge against the defendant. In that case, he had a $30,000 surety bond and was ordered to not have contact with Ms. Hill. So there's already a no contact order between the two.
What's the date of that?
I have the case number for you, Honor. That's 23 CP 220882. I
Okay.
can certainly look up the date of that bond order. I don't have it on hand, but I can get it.
All right, well, it sounds like it's a 23 case, so
That's correct.
it is obviously recent enough in this year. We're only in the 8th month.
Yeah, I was
All
gonna
right.
say.
Go ahead and mute yourself, Mr. Taylor. Let me hear from the PD's office. Sorry, Ms. McLeod, conflict defender. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My client is 27 years old. She is the mother of 3 children, a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 2-year-old. She is also employed, Your Honor. She has been in a 10-year relationship with the alleged victim. As the ASG Pelon has said, he does have an open case against her, Your Honor, and she thinks that this is what precipitated all of this, because his mom and his sister were the ones who actually came to the house to get the children. And she said she did not see the alleged victim at all yesterday or anytime. So she denies that she injured him at all. She just thinks this is something that got fabricated by his mom and his sister. I would ask the court to consider giving my client a signature bond based on the entirety of the circumstances, Your Honor, so that she can get out of jail and take care of her 3 children. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that bond order was given 8/10 of this month. So about 2 weeks ago, roughly.
Oh, wow. That recent. Okay. That alarms me. So I'm going to order the $3,000 surety bond, $1,500 on each of the charges. With that surety bond, I'm going to order no further contact with the victim, Jamario Taylor. If there is to be visitation with the children, that'll be precipitated by a third party. And if the defendant makes bond, then she should have a police escort for one-time return to the property to get her personal belongings.
Your Honor, this is her home. He doesn't live there. She lives there with her 3 children.
Did the state not ask for a stay away? I don't think.
I didn't ask for it, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's not clear to me in the warrant who owns the home. They both have no contacts with each other.
I will take away the stay away. But certainly third party on any allowed visitation, because again, Ms. Hill, you cannot have any contact right now with Mr. Taylor. And I know you have children together, but there seems to be some very violent allegations going on. I don't want you to have any contact or else you'll be back in jail. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. That will be it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Your Honor, we're going to go to position 16, Ms. Sade Rhodes.
Okay. This is 23 CR 0052220D, Ms. Rhodes, charged with 1 count of battery, family violence, and 2 counts of cruelty to children. Pre-trial.
Second arrest, I got last being in 03 out of Detroit for stolen vehicle. That's it.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened August 17th at 819 Bristol Trace Bristol Trace and Johns Creek. Officers were dispatched to the Johns Creek Police Headquarters in reference to a domestic dispute. Officers were advised that the victim, Mr. Charles Totten, had been struck by his baby mother, which is the defendant, at her residence. He came to spend time with his children in the morning, and his son brought her cell phone to him, and he noticed text messages about obtaining drugs or buying drugs, which concerned him considering the children live with the mother. And then he started taking photos of the messages in which the defendants got irate and started screaming at him to return her phone. And then she proceeded to strike him in the face, as well as his hands and his arms. And he tried to leave, but she prevented him from leaving. So I guess 10 days later, he went to the police headquarters and made the complaint. He showed officers that he had visible injuries from the incident happened 10 days prior. So there were scratches and injuries on his knuckles, marks that were visible. The children were present, CT and CT Jr. And they were present and they witnessed the incident. And he also provided the police with a video footage of what happened that day. And I would like to sound for him when it is appropriate for Mr. Charles Totten. Based on that recommendation, Your Honor, the state is asking for a $3,500 surety bond for count 1, $500 for count 2 and 3, so $1,000 total. And then I think it comes up to $4,500 total. No further contact with Mr. Charles Totten Sr. And a third-party transfer for their children, Your Honor.
Give me the breakdown again.
So $3,500 for the battery charge, $500 for the cruelty to children, and then another $500 for the cruelty to children. So $4,500 total.
Okay. All right, thank you. PD Kim?
Kim, turn your mic on.
I apologize. Well, my client is 37 years old and she was born in Michigan, but she came here about 19 years ago. This is her hometown. She has twins and she's gainfully employed as a cybersecurity. She's been doing it for 3 years. She has an associate degree. She almost had a bachelor's degree, but because of her 2 babies, she was not able to complete a few classes that she plans to complete someday, very, very soon, Your Honor. They don't have any more relationship. Actually, they have not lived together for about a year. It was her house. And when the baby had a fever, the father wanted to stop by my client's place. And actually, my client is actually the one who was a victim of another case that he was first aggressor. And even this case, my client denies being a first aggressor. She just wanted to get her phone back, which is her privacy. He has no right to take away her phone and scroll through whatever there was inside of the phone without her permission. We would like to request for signature on bond. This is her second arrest and 2 babies are waiting for her. So we have no objection to no further contact and stay away. Thank you.
All right.
Hello, Judge.
Miss
Yeah.
Rhodes, I strongly recommend you not to say anything. You have a right to remain silent. If it is about bond, please give me a call back. I'll be happy to explain to you.
No, it's not. I have never been arrested for a stolen vehicle in my life.
Oh.
Ever.
Can you check that pre-trial? You don't have,
That's
I think
what
it
my
was an
record
old
shows.
3.
Hey,
My
you got
record shows
something?
that as well, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
My record shows that she has been arrested in 2003 for a stolen vehicle.
All right. And then what was the victim's name again?
Charles Totten.
And I'm assuming he's not on. Charles Tutton or Tutton. Forgot to sound for him. And then the relationship is he's the father of the children,
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
but they don't live together. Do we know?
Correct. They don't live together, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to order a $4,500 signature bond through pretrial per judge. And she has the Georgia address, said she lives here in Georgia.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that will be $3,500 on the battery and $500 on each of the cruelty charges. I'm going to order no further contact with the victim right now while on bond. If there's to be any exchange or visitation with the children, that will be done by third party. Transfer or some other person to facilitate that. And I'm assuming this 819 Bristol Trace is the defendant's address.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll just have to stay away from the victim. Third party transfer with the children. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no guns while on bond. And they'll give you the pretrial information upon your release. All right, that is it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Good done. Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 19, Ms. Alana Vasquez.
That is 23 CR 0052226J. Alana Vasquez, charged with one count of obscured or missing license plate. Second count, possession of dangerous drugs. Third count, possession of multiple driver's license. Free trial.
I got 12 total. Last arrest in March. Simple battery, trespass, criminal damage to property, second degree. That's 23 CP 216716 for the simple battery. The criminal damage to property is 21 CP 202200. So that's another case. On probation for hit and run and ag assault. 15 SC 136736. 2016, they gave her 10 years probation for that. 2016 deposit account for our conviction. 2012 probation, failure to appear.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened August 27th at 2612 Steele Avenue. Officer was on patrol near 221 Cleveland Avenue. While at the gas station, he observed a brown 2013 Nissan Altima whose plates were not easily visible due to it being in the rear window of the vehicle. He conducted a traffic stop in which the accused had to step out of the vehicle, and her behavior was a little off. She was as if she was attempting to distance herself from the vehicle. When asked to re-enter, instead of re-entering on the driver's side, she re-entered in the rear passenger side, where she wasn't at prior to. Officers looked at her ID and saw that she had a warrant for her probation violation. While officer was inventorying the vehicle in preparation for it to be towed, officers located 4.8 grams of 16 pills of trazodone, 13 of which were located in a baby seat behind the passenger seat where defendant was sitting after she was pulled over. In addition to another and different license ID, the accused claimed that her child must have gotten into the pills, and her friend attempted to corroborate the story, but the stories did not match up. Considering that the defendant has 3 open cases, the criminal damage from 2021, the 2023 criminal damage, simple battery, trespass, and an open probation violation, the state is asking for a $3,000 surety bond, $1,000 on each count, no alcohol, drugs, weapons, or guns, no driving without a valid license and tag, Your Honor.
Okay. PD Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 34 years old. She was born and raised here in Georgia. She's gainfully employed at Southside Medical Center as a dental department assistant, Your Honor. She's been working there for about 19 months, and she also has an associate degree. So she's not qualified for public defender services, and my representation is only for the purpose of bond hearing. And Your Honor, I would like to request for a signature on bond for those driving charges like missing license and multiple driver's license. Your Honor, she has a probation violation, so she cannot go anywhere anyway. Those charges, multiple driver's license, she had one driver's license, she lost it, and then she just found the old one. It was the same ID. It was not like two different ID that was used for another person. And we would like to request for signature on bond for those. And drug, she does say that she has we don't want to get into too much facts of the case, but she claims that she has a friend who will prove that it was hers. It has nothing to do with her. We would like to request for signature on bond again. Thanks.
Okay. I'm going to order the $3,000 surety bond. It's $1,000 on each count. I'm going to order no driving without a valid license. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I believe that is it, unless council has anything else.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank
All
you.
right. Mhm.
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 2, Mr. Javante Berry.
All right, 23 CR 005227G. Javante Berry, charged with 1 count of loiter and filing. Pre-trial.
Second arrest, last arrest was back in June. Hindering person from making an emergency call. That's 23 CR 003-686G. That's it.
All right, state.
Your Honor, I also showed that this defendant has a felony case from today. She went to felony first appearance this morning for 23 CP 221371 theft by taking and was denied bond. In this matter, Your Honor, on August 25th, the defendant was seen standing in front of a Dunkin' Donuts after the business was closed. There are no standing, sitting, loitering signs clearly posted. For that reason, she was arrested. We're asking, there's currently a $5,000 surety bond set on the charge. We're asking that you reduce that to a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services. Order stay away from the Dunkin' Donuts location located at 120 Piedmont Avenue Southeast, and order no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right.
Your Honor, we have no objection to the signature bond.
All right. I will order that $3,000 signature bond through pretrial for judge. Or actually, pretrial, you're gonna tell me to order it through the jail?
I mean, he got an open case, so he's not recommending.
All right. Let me change that to the jail. And to stay away from the Dunkin' Donuts on Piedmont. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And that should do it.
Let's see. I have 2 questions. This was position number what?
2.
Okay.
Javante Berry.
Yeah, I had a different location address, so, okay.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, but it's okay. And the bond amount was how much?
$3,000 SOB jail.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 3, Mr. Jeffrey Biggers.
All right, 23 CR 005225G. Jeffrey Biggers, charged with PI. Are we able to discuss this with the recording? I'm sorry, with the live stream? PD Abden?
I would, yeah, if we could just do this